Hello to everybody, I'm Massimiliano Cori. I'm here today to show you the photo capability of the Samsung S8 Plus in RAW and JPEG compared between themselves and with a DSLR. That is a Canon 5D Mark II, so it's an old camera. But this comparison will show you something. I don't know yet because I didn't test it. I just discovered something weird. I was zooming with the Samsung in order to take a close-up of a rock, and guess what? In the JPEG, the zoom was okay, but in the RAW, no zoom. You cannot zoom for RAW. Okay, we are ready in front of the computer, ready put some photos, and we will see here some comparison. If I don't go wrong, let's start from the first. Okay, this is that we are seeing here is the same photo as the following. That is this. This is the RAW of the Samsung, and this is the JPEG of the Samsung. The exposure, I took it from the sky, so of course if I balance the sky for the right exposure, I lost all the details in the JPEG, and you see how many details I lost here. Is almost black. With the RAW, we have it back, some details, but this is only the first example because there are, I think, some minuses from RAW compared to the JPEG of the S8 Plus. This, the third, is the Canon. Okay, the Canon 5D Mark II. I don't know if I don't have the same lens, the same speed lens from each of this camera, because I was using 24 to 105 millimeters on the Canon that he has an aperture of f4, and the Samsung it has an aperture of 1.7, which you cannot control in a pro mode. Not in a you can never control, even not in the pro mode. You can control only the speed, the shutter speed in the pro mode, so the aperture you cannot control. The result, I think, is quite good, even if I think is a bit darker on the Samsung. Samsung also has a camera that is 12 megapixel and the Canon has 21 megapixel, something like that. So, but the photos can be compared. This is the after this image, but you cannot. You see, if I shoot the JPEG, you completely lose all details on the dark side. This is the first image that I charge on the computer, so you can see it. This is the second image. This is the JPEG one. You can see in the dark side I lost, it's very dark, I lost many details. But in the RAW, I have all these details, and I also can control a little bit more. With the Canon, here we go. Details are even better. I tell you that when I open the RAW file in the Canon, I put the exposure a little bit up, like I did with the RAW of the. No, I didn't. I don't remember actually if I put a little bit exposure on this. But what I can see is here. If I go to the white, here's give me the 237, 238, 239, 251, 253. Here is almost white here. Okay, white is 255. And on the black side, if I go to measure in the darker spot, is even 0 or 1, is almost black here. But here, okay, I can see some detail is 28, 27, 24. From the Canon, if I go here in the search on the white spot, is 225, 241, 247. But the dark side of this image by high, I can see that medium is I can see more details. Now I don't know if I spot something dark, is the darker side. We saw there was 8, something like that. Is something like this. This why I do this, because I think the dynamic range of the Canon is winning. With the JPEG, okay, there is no match, because is all the black, yeah, are too black. I don't know the white actually. The white actually are down. We could bring the exposure with the brightness a little bit up, see what will happen, but no. Even if you go a lot, you lost all these details. You lost all the details, which you can see here. You see I went to the maximum of brightness, under 50 here with the JPEG, and here with the RAW I can go much more brighter. You see, it's totally different. Okay, like this is too much, but just to show you. Also with the Canon, of course, but this is the first image still. Let's continue. If you see now, I want you to see this image right here, and this image that is the RAW. This is the JPEG, and this is the RAW. Same setting, of course. The RAW is already. I didn't touch it. I just opened it with the camera RAW, and I press OK, and it brought me here. What I can see is that the JPEG is much more crisp. It's much more detailed compared to the RAW of the same image. If we go with the Canon, it looks much more natural to me, much better overall. Keep in mind that Canon, since I could not open like I opened with the the aperture to 1.7 with the, or something like that with the Samsung, I had to go slower. So sometimes in some image I could lose some details just because I didn't have a tripod, so I wasn't still. And but overall I prefer the Canon on the Samsung. Third image, this is the image. Look how crisp it is, this image. This is the JPEG, and also is very bright, but I took it a little bit too bright. Actually, it should be a little bit darker on this. But if I go on the RAW that I open in camera RAW, I just opened and didn't touch nothing. You see, it's much more brighter, and it's not so crisp. Look, here is so crisp. Let's see if I bring down the brightness. It's not so crisp. It's much more crispier in the JPEG. Let's see the Canon. This is the Canon. You can see that is I think as a photo is a better photo. There is I still prefer the Canon, and it's blurring outside, which you cannot do. Of course, it's an aperture of 4.0. Okay, so if I wanted everything crisp, I should have a tripod and put the aperture much I close the aperture to f16, f22, and keep the shutter speed slower. But as a photo, I still prefer. The weird thing, a very weird thing that happened with when I saw this is a photo, the JPEG that I shot with a Samsung. But what you can see from this, that is JPEG, and the other that is RAW, because this is a zoom. Okay, when I zoom, look at this. There is no zoom. There is no zoom. You can see my feet. There is no zoom. This is like no zoom at all. It's not only one photo like this. This is all the photos like this. And then you go to see the Canon. That is of course zoom, and it looks better to me. About the white balance, I didn't really change. I put on automatic, so maybe the colors are a little bit different. What you can see is from the Samsung that, okay, let's see the other, because this is zoom and it's not nice. Okay, but is the white balance is very different from this is JPEG, darker. And also the colors look different, the colors of the leaves, and with the white balance of the Canon. Of course, I didn't do the accurate white balance with a card or something like this, because this is I didn't want to shoot this. And actually, there are other photos that I want to show you about for example, this photo. Okay, you will see that I will open with Photoshop now. Will give me, okay, this is the JPEG and this is the RAW. Look, I put here, I opened before, I put already -1, because if I go to 0, how it was shot, it was 0. Okay, and I open it. Look at the difference. This is the RAW. Look at the leaves. Here you can see much more details, and here the dark is so dark, but the leaves and the crispier, the leaves looks much crisp. Like a conclusion of this, there is not so many photos that I showed you, but I think they are enough. As a conclusion, I can say that I'm impressed with the quality of the photo that the mobiles can have today, but in the end still the DSLR are better, are a different level. Of course, the sensor is bigger, etc. And in this case, if you shoot RAW, actually there are also some minuses, because I don't see so much crispy photos. So this is the conclusion for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, put like, or if you want to ask me something, you are welcome to do so. And see you next time. Thank you very much.